Hello, and welcome in yet again to another episode of The Swarm right here on the Hive. I am JPJ. He is CJ. It's Friday, Thursday night if you're in the States. You know what that means. It's the wrestling episode, and we got lots and lots to discuss. We got Money in the Bank to talk about. We got an absolutely loaded episode of Raw to talk about. We have a new name for a familiar face that debuted on NXT last week that we're going to talk about. And there's other things within those bubbles there that we are here to discuss. But before we dive into everything, CJ, how are we doing today, my dude?
Oh, doing good. Another big weekend of wrestling, and another one coming up, and another one after that, and another one after that, as you know. Never ends here.
You know, listen, we're all wrestling fans. We
yeah.
love wrestling.
No
so
complaints at all.
No, we're not complaining. But, I do got shit to do.
Well, no, you don't anymore now.
Yeah. I do got some stuff I have to take care of from time to time.
Wrestling's more important than your family and things like that. So.
No, I mean, for the love of God. For the love of God. Going to be a lot of single guys out there.
Oh, yeah.
That are, because everyone, the ladies are going to be like, can we go out to brunch? And you're like, nah, I got to watch 9 hours of wrestling today.
Yeah, can we go out to brunch? No. Oh, okay, so then it's in the daytime, so then we can go out for lunch. No, there's another one after that. Yeah. Oh, so we can do dinner. Nope, there's one after that as well.
Yeah. Hey, next Saturday, can we have a date night out? Nah, sorry, got PLE. PLE can't do it.
Just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Father's Day coming up as well. Too bad, doesn't matter.
Nope. What a time. But all right. First and foremost, besides making sure that CJ's feeling good and all stuff like that, follow us here at the Hive. We are at the Hive _media on all social media platforms. You go to YouTube. We have stuff every day here. You get us 2 times a week for the sports episode, and then the wrestling episode that you are watching now. We have the Buzz, which is Monday through Thursday, little snippets, and then you get the full interview on Friday. We're talking to Shazza McKenzie this week. Who doesn't love Shazza McKenzie? I got to interview Shazza.
Doesn't, but we're Team Shazza.
Can I tell you a story? So we had Shazza McKenzie. I got to interview her, and it was right in the midst of that. They had not had their match yet. Okay. Sean Ross Sapp and her. And I recorded. She was wrestling for. I do a lot of stuff with Love Wrestling, based out of Canada. That's how Josh and I met, was through Love Wrestling, oddly enough. And I got to interview her because she was wrestling at a Love Wrestling show. So I got to interview her for that show. And before she left, I said, "You can totally say no, but do you have like 2 minutes to cut a promo on SRS?" And she was like, "Yeah," because me and Pluggo, who hopefully we'll start seeing around these Hive parts here soon, and on the Substack, which we have Peggy, Bryn, great stuff over there
DC?
Coming out. Yep,
just
DC
announced as part of the team.
Yep, DC just announced as part of the team. He's going to be writing. He's a great wrestling writer. Writes about some baseball too. So we got a nice little writing crew we're assembling over there, and we already have on the Substack for the Hive. But yeah, so Pluggo and I, we have Between Two Beards. Pluggo was like, "What?" He goes, "You're talking to Shazza." I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I wanted to shoot on SRS." And he was like, "Do it, and we'll play it on the show. And then we'll tag him, and we can like build the feud through Between Two Beards."
Okay.
And I was like, let's go, dude. And we did. And I had her, and she started off that promo by saying, "Sean Ross Sapp, you stupid, you little bitch." And that's it's the first line of the promo. It's hilarious. It was hilarious.
We love Sean here, by the way. Just so
yeah, of course, yeah, great, yeah. We love SRS, but just the whole thing was hilarious. But
real quick, if you don't mind,
no, go
speaking
ahead.
of the Substack with Bryn and DC and Peggy, we do unfortunately have to shout out Peggy, 3-time Charity Rumble champion now, unfortunately.
Rigged as hell.
It is. Came out number 30.
I made it to the final 3. So usually in these previous iterations, CJ, I don't know if you knew this. In these previous iterations, I have been saddled with the worst dog shit picks.
I have known that, yes.
Ever. I had Doink the Clown. And again, this is not a negative Doink take. I like Doink. I loved Doink when I was younger.
Matt Bourne, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a negative. This is not negativity towards the actual Doink the Clown. But I got Doink the Clown. Do you know what kind of charity Royal Rumble in 2K Doink the Clown's winning? Nothing. He's not winning.
Not many.
Never.
No.
I'm already out. I'm out before we start.
I didn't last very long.
I pulled Nia Jax this year, and I was like, all right. I was like, she's a powerhouse, hard to get out of the ring. Listen, she got
Peggy tossed that ass out.
Damn it. And I was sitting there. She comes out kind of late, and I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, I think this could happen. Maybe this is a good. That's a good number. And then we're down to the final 3, and I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, she had overwhelming size difference. It was AJ Styles, somebody else, and me, and Nia Jax. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, well, I have the biggest person, and like I have the,
right.
And the second I said something in the chat, the second I was like, let's go Nia, eliminated immediately. And then Peggy won, and I was like, this is bullshit.
It is. We will have to investigate that at some point.
How does it happen? Besides,
we don't see
rigged?
Josh through the settings. That's all.
I was gonna say Josh is playing. Josh is playing. He has to be.
Also potential.
It's rigged. Anyway, congrats to Peggy, I guess, for winning the 3rd in a row. She got a dynasty. The thing just started.
And she also had her debut Substack.
That is true. Talking about gaming, which is pretty dope. Peggy rules. Obviously, we're joking around. I'm not as bad as CJ when it comes to ragging on Peggy, but
me and Peggy love each other.
We love Peggy. But anyway, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank. You, myself, and Josh were live right here on the Hive, doing a watch along.
We're famous now, by the way.
We are. Yes, we made it to. Not only did we make it to Naomi's Instagram story, we made it to Nikki Bella's.
Correct.
Wow, couldn't believe it.
Mainly because of Josh, to be quite frank with you guys, but
that's fair.
Hey, we're still there.
Listen, Josh was the 1,000% the reason why we made it to the Nikki Bella one. Like 1,000%. Without
we all
Josh's
kind of
reaction.
marked out with Naomi winning.
Yes, the Naomi one I feel like was a collective.
It was.
Yeah. That was more of a collective one. If Josh did not react to Nikki Bella the way he did,
I don't know.
That's not making it. There's no way. There's no way.
We do love Nikki Bella, but
we do, but not like Josh.
Josh may put her above some family members.
Yes, he literally called her mother.
And he has a belt.
And he has the Bella twins, and he has an actual mother.
Well,
so
Nikki Bella might be up there with her.
So, but yeah. So we'll talk about Nikki Bella because we're gonna dive into Raw and some things that occurred. I have to cough. Bless. All right.
That's professional right there.
You listen, I'm not coughing. Yeah, you gotta hit the mute button. Come on, man. Dump it. We don't have a dump button. You just gotta do it.
Which, all right. If we had a dump button, it'd be useless here.
Yeah, I swear. We swear.
The whole show would be muted.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Money in the Bank, Los Angeles, California.
Terrible city.
There's some bad stuff going on in LA, and I actually feel for like sports wise. Yeah, listen. Here's the thing. Moving on forward, I don't know if you guys probably understand that. I'm gonna rag on a lot of cities across the United States of America. New York, Pittsburgh, LA,
anywhere
in Texas, Florida. Yeah, like I'm gonna shit on a lot of places, but it's usually based around sports.
99% of the time.
Like if you hear me going in on a city talking about it's a dump, like just ragging, it's because I hate their sports teams and the people that root for them.
Nothing to do with what's currently going on.
No, absolutely.
Obviously.
But obviously we have our, we want that
awesome
to be
guys.
Yes, that is. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
That what's going on out there is scary.
That is
but they did have a good thing happen on Saturday, and Money in the Bank was in town. Pretty good show, I thought, overall. I actually thought, which is crazy to think about, I think the 2 worst matches on the show were the ladder matches. Is that crazy? Because I think Becky and Lyra
is definitely number 1 on the list.
I thought Dom and Octagon Jr. was good.
I don't think it was bad. I think the men's ladder match.
The men's ladder match was, yeah. Well, here's
if R-Truth didn't come back, no one gives a shit about that.
But that last 10 minutes of that match was
the last couple of.
That was like 2 different matches. It was like 2 different matches.
It was
'Cause
90% who gives a shit. We were talking about
we're
how
all
to
sorts
pronounce a certain wine cooler the entire match, pretty much.
that's where our
We did
mind
not
was.
give a shit about what was
No, but then the
happening.
last like 10 minutes or so, we weren't
We
talking.
loved it.
We were
Nope,
like in
not-
it.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. To me, the ladder matches were basically like polar opposites of each other. Where I thought the women's ladder match was like an okay match, but it had a really great finish.
Right.
And I thought the men's ladder match was
Complete
like
opposite.
a good to very good match, but the finish was lackluster. I don't know if we just want to, we can talk about the ladder matches first. They are the Money in the Bank ladder matches, but that's how I felt. I felt like the women's had the right winner.
Mhm.
I felt like that was the right choice. It was the perfect choice. Whereas the men's, I understand why they did what they did, clearly.
Right.
But however, now knowing what we know that happened on Raw, that changes things. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I didn't think Seth needs. Seth does not need that briefcase. I thought it would have suited LA Knight, Penta, any of the others a lot better. But like specifically LA Knight, Penta, even Solo, I feel like that would have helped them a lot more than that actually like helps Seth.
Maybe not Solo because of what happened at the end of the match.
That's true. That's true. And that was the great part of that match. That was tremendous.
It was. Seth doesn't need it, especially just because of who he is, but then especially because they were teasing him before the Uso Gunther match. They were teasing him and that they were obviously has his group. He's already in the world title picture, regardless of the briefcase. Did not.
Yeah.
You can just if anybody made, we'll find out. Gunther ended up winning the title, but if they made Seth and Jey or Seth and Gunther at the next pay per view, nobody would bat an eye to it.
No.
LA Knight probably needed it the most when it comes to terms of warranting a title shot, I guess. And then him versus Cena is just a natural fit for a match.
Right? It felt like it was right there for him.
Although, again, we'll talk about Raw. I don't know how long he's going to have the title, potentially.
Yeah.
Considering his next opponent. But, no, I thought you were right on the matches as well. We all kind of like, I don't want to say marked out, but we were super into the men's one, especially. And then once we saw Seth climbing up by himself, we all kind of sat up like, okay, is The Rock going to come out? Is Cena going to come out? Is Sammy going to come out?
Yeah, I thought Punk. I'm like, is anybody going to come? Like, he's going to
out.
actually do this? And then it was just kind of like...
It was just his boys taken out, and that was it. And then he climbed and won the title. So, he won the briefcase. So, but yeah, and then again, the women. If you could put the women's ending with the men's match, that's a 5-star match in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And we all predicted Naomi on the watch along as well. Me, Josh, and JPJ. But again, predictable does not mean bad if it's done correctly. So we're fine with
it. And I thought that at least the finish. And again, I don't think the ladder match was bad by any means, but I thought it was just okay. I thought it was kind of an okay match.
They've set the bar so high where they've had clearly the better the Money in the Bank than the men's the last like 3 years straight. This one seemed not as good, but it was still not a bad match by any means.
Yeah, but I think that moment for Naomi, even though she's a heel, when she started climbing that ladder, I felt like everybody in the arena, the three of us on the screen here, and I think most wrestling fans, we were all like, go get it. Like, yes, you deserve this. Like, yes, you've been great. This is your best work. Go get it.
And you've seen the reaction from everybody on social media, not just fans, but the other wrestlers, other companies. Mercedes posted something on Instagram, I believe, of it, reposting it. Yeah. And then she had that moment with Big E on the post show. I don't know if you saw where they both kind of started crying because how much Big E said she deserved and stuff like that. So it was good to see.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good stuff. Then on the other side of the non-ladder matches, when it comes to Money in the Bank, then this match was added earlier. I mean, we could talk about what Worlds Collide too.
We have one thing to talk about. Yes, I don't think we need to talk about the show. We have one person to talk about.
I don't know. That show was pretty damn good.
It was great, but there's a clear star coming out of that.
Mr. Iguana.
Holy crap! Did you see Sheamus's post this morning?
I didn't, but this guy's everywhere now. They got him everywhere.
The King of the Ring qualifiers a fatal 4-way, and it's Sheamus and 2 other people. I forget who. And then
they got the question mark.
And then Sheamus photoshopped it that it's just an iguana over him, and he said, "Let's fucking do this."
If that ended up being Mr. Iguana,
I'd pass out.
He will not win that match.
He should.
but that crowd will lose their fucking minds, CJ.
Imagine the iguana with a crown on it.
That's who would have you would have to also get a crown for the iguana.
I don't mean the man. I mean the actual iguana.
He's wearing the crown, Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, and then you have a tiny one.
And then you have a tiny one for the iguana.
And then you sell the iguana with the crown on the shop as well.
Make $1 million, which is all they care.
We actually want a cut of this if this happens now.
They will not give us a cent.
They should, however.
They will not give us a cent. That guy.
Unbelievable.
Man, strap the rocket to him.
We're talking about naturally over.
Immediately.
I don't know. On a Saturday at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, by the way.
I think they were, I want to say, I think it was the Raw before When Worlds Collide, where I think a few of the wrestlers were in the crowd.
They showed him in the crowd, yeah.
And it was Mr. Iguana was in the crowd, but he hadn't, When Worlds Collide really just
because
took
this
it to
week
new
on
heights.
Raw, you would have thought The Rock was in the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But when they showed him, I think I was live with, we were doing something, and I put on social media, and I was like, I need to know more about this Mr. Iguana fella. And then all of a sudden, we see him in that match on Saturday, and he is a phenomenon. Now,
you learn more about him.
Holy crap. I'm going to tell you this. Not enough people are praising Lince Dorado.
The Spanish
for
fly.
that Spanish fly on the
I almost
iguana.
fell off this chair. I almost fell down.
That was one of the better things I've seen in a while in pro wrestling. Was when not only did he just beat the shit out of the iguana,
beat the dog shit
but the Spanish
I literally couldn't.
I
couldn't speak for like 3 minutes.
Unbelievable.
It was fantastic. It was
unreal. And props to Corey Graves. Very good on that show.
Yeah, sure.
Lead man had to put up a Conan.
And Conan wasn't as awful as he usually.
No, he wasn't. But he was actually all right. He was a little he was quiet.
You could tell he didn't want to. I think he had a pretty stern talking to before.
He probably got spoken to.
And he couldn't Conan it up.
He was very tame. He was very tame, and I would not be shocked if multiple people were like, "Hey, man, we want you to be on this show," but
because apparently, like Undertaker and other people backstage too. Like it was like a pretty good.
What do you think would have scared Conan? Probably Conan ain't getting scared about nothing. He's
no, probably not.
But like, do you think a talking from like an agent or Triple H would get more impact than if they were like, "Hey, Taker, can you go say something to Conan?"
They probably just had him like kind of stand over him too.
Yeah, like if Triple H was talking to him, but Taker's just standing behind Triple H
with his bandana on,
and Conan's like, "All right, so you're telling me I'm going to get my ass beat if I do something stupid? Is that what you're telling me?"
Triple H is just pointing at him. He's like,
you see this guy? He's retired, but he's 7 feet tall. All right, he'll murder you.
Up.
Yeah, he will still crush your soul, and then take your soul. What was the sign? Digging holes and taking souls.
Digging holes and taking souls. Yeah.
Hell yeah. But So anyway, earlier in the day, besides Mr. Iguana becoming a household name, they booked a match for Money in the Bank, and it was Dominic Mysterio defending the IC title against Octagon Jr. This was a very quick match. It was under 5 minutes.
It was good though.
But it was good.
Yeah.
This was like a quick little sprint. I thought Dom looked great. I thought Octagon Jr. looked great.
Yep.
Liv was out there. I thought this was a good. Yeah, of course, always. We'll talk about her in a little bit too, because. Okay. Yep. But I thought that was good.
Yeah,
and then I thought the best match of the night, which I think we all kind of thought it was going to be, was Becky and Lyra for the IC title. Oh, damn.
And I was upset.
Here it comes.
Oh, well, there's a special star.
I saw that door open.
We need to get a Lou and Mr. Iguana stream going. That would break the internet, I think.
Yo. Yeah. 100%. But yes, continue.
But yes, we were all, and again, not disappointed is not the right word, but we all assumed, I guess, that Bayley was going to come out, but she ended up doing it just 48 hours later.
Yeah.
But it was probably their best match that they've had. And the other ones were bangers as well. So I was
going to say all three of them
shitters and then a great one.
Yeah.
But it was the clear match of the night, and I think all three of us agreed with that on the watch along.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And I believe all of us picked Becky to win, which it did happen.
And we all knew a Bayley integration was happening. We just thought it was going to happen Saturday, and it ended up happening Monday.
Yeah, and we knew that the stipulation was that if Becky lost, that was the last time she could challenge for the IC title while Lyra had it.
Mm-hmm.
However, if Becky won, Lyra had to raise her hand in victory. So after the match,
Oh, she
she
put on
makes,
for that
oh
too.
my
Like,
God,
oof.
she makes Lyra raise her hand to all four sides of the arena. And then, which this was not part of the
It
stipulation,
was not. No.
she made Lyra put it around her waist,
Like
which
she was
Lyra
Dana White.
agreed.
And,
Yeah, Lyra
yeah.
agreed to it first. And then we understand why she agreed to, because she does it and then immediately gave her a German suplex and beat her down for a little bit, which obviously infuriated Becky. But
it was deserved.
yeah, I was gonna say she kind of deserved. That wasn't part of it. I raised your hand. What the hell you being?
Exactly. No,
Now you're going
being a piece
overboard.
of
I'm gonna.
shit,
Yeah, what the hell? But that best match of the night, tremendous. I think it was their best match of the three, but all three were excellent.
Right.
And then we got to the main event, and it was Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso against John Cena and Logan Paul. You know, we mentioned a little earlier. I said this was like two different matches. I felt like the first 10 to 15 minutes of this match was like getting heel heat and slow and
Ruining
plotting and rest holds and all this. And then you got to the last 8 or 9 minutes. And it was tremendous.
Snorting cocaine halfway through.
Yeah, it was just tremendous. And it completely changed and it became fast paced and they were going back and forth, near falls. Logan was doing moonsaults from the ring through the table.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the drone spot was cool. Cena kind of upped it from like a speed and it was just real good. And then you have this moment where John hits Cody with the belt again. And it's like, so this is just WrestleMania again? Is this what we're doing? And then a person in a hoodie, hooded up, slides into the ring and attacks John Cena. And they stand up and they take off the hood and the mask. And it is R-Truth.
Oh, it's Ron Killings, actually.
Well, but at the moment, it was R-Truth.
It was R-Truth.
And we all lost our minds.
I'm kind of angry. I have a bone to pick with Ron Killings, if you don't mind. As you know, us being so popular now,
yeah, of course.
He didn't repost us on Instagram. I thought that was kind of
fucked up, is what it was.
Kind of fucked up. My
opinion, fucked up.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we had a good reaction to that one too, but it's okay. It's going through a lot of emotions.
Right. I get
it. But yeah, so that happens. A tremendous moment. Just a tremendous moment.
Like a genuine, you had no idea that was going to happen.
Yes. And I think that it just made everyone happy. And it was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And then Cody hits the crossroads on John. 1, 2, 3. Cody and Jey get the victory. Just a really good finish to the show. A really good finish to this match. Easily the best match John Cena has had since his return. Like not even close. I thought it was great. I thought the ending was really good, and that truth moment was excellent. The whole next day though, where instead of just enjoying the fact that he came back, I had to hear idiots online. Oh, it's a work. Oh, wasn't a work. Shut up.
Well, there's a certain man that didn't help that notion either. But
I agree. But like, what the hell? What the hell? Can we just can we just enjoy it? It was awesome.
No, you're not allowed to join anything in wrestling. You should know that by now.
Everyone loved it. Everyone felt good about it. How about we just all shut the fuck up and feel good about it?
Oh, what is wrong with Twitter? You gotta complain on Twitter.
Oh my God. And then you have credible people coming out immediately. And they were coming out before we even got to the this was not a work. This was not a work. They changed direction. They listened.
Before Triple H even said it on the press conference, they were already kiboshing it, and people just
100%
didn't give a shit about that.
100%. And like, I get the notion. Okay, so when R-Truth was, when we were all told that R-Truth wasn't getting his when he told us that he wasn't getting his contract renewed, obviously the fan base, all of us were like, "What the hell?" Like it was like our heart all broke a little bit. And I think that was a factor to why they brought him back. But I don't think the fans were the real factor. It was the locker room.
Yep.
I think the locker room, they were very vocal on social media when it happened. But I think that the locker room being vocal about it and wearing his shirts to Raw the next time, I think that was even more of a reason why apparently Nick Khan was the guy that kind of took over and said, we're doing this. I think that it was definitely a combination of both, and the fans mattered. They hijacked Raw 4 or 5 times with "We Want Truth" chants
during like CM Punk matches and stuff too. It wasn't just like backstage segments. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the way that the locker room came out to say the things they said about him and were vocal and how upset they were, I thought that was a major factor of why they were like, hey, we made a wrong decision. And in the past, they would never go back on a decision like that.
Hell no,
never.
Vince would almost double down and like not even let him finish out the rest of his contract. He would, no, never mind, fuck him.
Yeah. But listen, they listened. They listened.
Yeah. They made a mistake, obviously. But you have to give credit where it's due. Like you listen to your audience and your workers, your employees, and stuff like that, and you reverse your decision. You gotta give them a little bit of credit.
Of course. Of course. All right. So I want to then I want to go straight to Monday night when it comes to R-Truth. So then after the show, we see a new T-shirt out, and it's Ron Killings. It's not R-Truth, it's Ron Killings. So then everyone's like, oh, damn, we're getting serious Ron Killings here. Like maybe this is his last, whatever.
Yep.
We get to Raw, and about halfway through the show, maybe a little before halfway through the show, out of nowhere.
He was announced, though, but not for this segment.
Yes, he was announced that he was going to be there and he was going to speak. But he just kind of pops up in the middle of the show, standing on, and this is like kind of right when because McAfee wasn't there on Monday. Was it Wade Barrett? It was Wade Barrett and Cole. Wade Barrett and Cole are like at the table talking.
Yeah. And
R-Truth shows up. He's wearing the same stuff he was wearing on Saturday. He steps on whatever, takes off his hood, and he cuts a promo. And he started the promo as R-Truth.
Yep.
And he puts it over he goes, hey, you guys are the reason I'm here. They listen to you. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you don't matter and your voice doesn't matter. Without you, I'm not here. This doesn't happen. And he's doing that. And then all of a sudden, he takes scissors out of his pocket. And he starts talking about he mentions his real name, Ron Killings. And he cuts off all of the dreads that he has, all of them. 3 big chunks, boom, 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 gone. And then he picks them up and he says, R-Truth. He goes, the truth has set me free. And he said, I'm Ron Killings. Put some respect on my name. And Michael Cole's applauding after he finished, like applauding, sitting in his chair. And he left. Incredible.
What do you think this leads to?
I want him to beat John Cena for the title.
Like, actually?
Yes, I do. And then I want Seth to cash in immediately.
Oh, yeah, okay. You know what? I don't hate that.
I want R-Truth to take the title from John Cena.
So what happens, and we'll...
I'm sorry, Ron Killings. My B.
Yeah, I don't know who that
My
is.
B. I'm going to call him R-Truth forever. It's just what's going to happen. Sorry.
We can use this as a way to segue into another topic real quick, but it does have to do with Mr. Ron. What do you think happens with Cena's next match, then? How do you get over that he just beats him?
I hate the fact that this is happening in Saudi. I think
most people do, including one of the participants in it, probably.
How is this not the SummerSlam match? This is a Grand Slam 500-foot Roman Anthony walk-off Grand Slam. This is what this is, a SummerSlam man in New York. Cena and Punk for the last time. Yeah. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting?
Do you think we get some shenanigans that leads us there?
No, they don't need more than one match. I'm not going to complain if they have more than one match. Come on. But, like, you know what I mean. Come on.
I thought Punk was going to be the one to take it off of Cena.
I thought he was too, but I thought it would happen at SummerSlam. I don't think it's going to happen at Saudi. In Saudi. That makes me think it's not going to happen that it's happening in Saudi.
Can they build it enough where R-Truth headlines SummerSlam, do you think? Or on Killings? That's my question. Because going off the air
that would be fucking insane.
Because going off the air with Seth's group winning the title is definitely a big enough moment to go off the air with SummerSlam.
1000%. But it's a 2-night SummerSlam now too, though, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the end of the weekend.
But then what?
It'd be a night one thing. What headlines night 2?
Yeah,
I would agree that it would have to be Cena. But what if you have like what's going to be Goldberg and Gunther.
I will leave this.
I'm kidding.
Project immediately.
That's happening on a Saturday night's main event. But yeah, listen, I don't think they can do. Here's the thing. I think they can do whatever they want.
Oh yeah, of course they could have, whatever.
But do you think that they would even entertain the idea of doing Ron Killings and John Cena again see, to me, that's the Saudi man. If you brought him back.
Yeah, but is Saudi going to have the reaction that we have for him? You think so? Saudi does have decent crowds, to be fair.
And I have no problem with most of the people that are in those crowds. Those are just normal people.
The Saudi things
it's the government thing.
The Saudi issues have nothing to do with the people that attend the shows.
No, I'm glad they get a couple shows. I'm happy for the people that get to go. Yeah, I'm not happy about a business arrangement you have with a government that murders people.
Yeah,
but I mean that's kind of par for the course for a fucking America nowadays.
Well, Punk apparently doesn't care anymore.
All right, we got to talk about it.
We do.
We got to talk about that aspect of it because, Okay.
I think this is. Let me go first on this.
Yeah.
I think this is solely on Punk because it's a terrible deal. And again, we can technically blame the old regime for the deal because it wasn't Triple H and Nick Khan that did this. But either way, they have the one thing correctly they have never done, at least that we know of, has ever even remotely forced or tried to convince someone to fight on the show that didn't want to.
Yeah,
we've seen Danny Bryan say no. We've seen Punk in the past say no. We've seen all these other people. So it has to be Punk's just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it, right? It has to be.
100. Yeah, they wrote him a check. They were like, hey, we what do you think? And he was probably like,
at another zero.
And maybe they did. I mean, listen, okay.
How would you feel if that was the case about Punk?
I mean, that has to be that's how I feel right now.
But I mean, do you feel any differently? Because people are acting like Punk shot their parents in the face.
Yeah, all right. Well, people need to fucking relax. Okay,
yeah, I agree.
Like listen, is there a part of me that's like, oh, if anybody wasn't gonna be that guy,
yeah, that's who
CM Punk is the guy. He was so anti-established. Like that is who Punk is. He wears trans rights shit. Like he wears, like he's that type of guy. Like he seems to be really good. Again, everybody thinks differently. It is what it is. I'm not turning it into that type of conversation, but like he seemed to be aligned with kind of my moral compass of the things that I believe in. And I think that was a redeeming quality of Punk.
And he still might, by the way. We're not saying
and he still does. That doesn't mean he's, and again, this doesn't mean he's a bad guy. But, he took time off last year after the Hell in a Cell match. You know why he took time off? Because they were going to Saudi and he said, screw you, I'm not going. I'm not fucking fighting there. And I respected him for that.
Yeah.
And now it feels like, but again, we don't know what happened. Did they tell him, hey, we want to have you and John, and this is the only time we can do it because of the plans that we have lined up? And he's like, well, fuck.
I wonder if Cena asked him personally.
Yeah, like, maybe that's because he does respect John. He does respect John Cena. He's always said that he does.
We do need one big match while I'm on this run. They're saying they have me against Truth or whoever at SummerSlam, and then I'm going to lose the title, so this is our only chance to do it.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it is what it is. There's a lot worse things that CM, that somebody could do than that. And we saw like the same, we've seen, the first couple of years that they went there, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens didn't go because of Sami's, personal feelings about it and Kevin being Sami's good friend and sticking with his friend.
Right.
But over the last couple of years, guess what? They've started wrestling there regularly. I think Sami Zayn's going to win the Royal Rumble there next year.
Very good possibility.
So like, again, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't think this automatically makes Punk Punk's not a bad guy or anything for doing it. No. It's just I thought Punk seems to be the guy that if anybody was going to stick to their guns and say nope, never wrestling there, it would be him. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he didn't, it just kind of tells me. And again, listen, I'll be honest with you. If I was working in WWE and they were like, hey, we want you to go to Saudi, and they gave me a fucking check probably that he looked at, I'd be like, okay, I'll do whatever the fuck you want me to do.
I'll go.
I can't speak like I'm, like I can't speak as if I wouldn't do the same thing in the same scenario because I don't know what that scenario feels like. But at the same time, it does feel like Punk would be the one guy that would stick to his guns. But It is what it is. Either way, though, I mean, a Punk and Cena, dude.
I'll be there. Well, I won't be there. I'll be watching.
You going? You flying?
I will not.
You flying in?
I will not be attending now.
No. Yeah. So then we turn it around because the main event. Actually, no. There's a few other things on Raw. Let's hit a few other things on Raw that happened before the main event because we got to dive into that. But we saw Nikki Bella return.
Our close personal friend Nikki Bella.
Yep.
By the way.
She returned on Monday night, was cutting a babyface hometown promo, and she gets interrupted by Liv Morgan, who was already mad because she had lost her Money in the Bank qualifying match earlier in the evening to Roxanne Perez, of all people. And Roxanne Perez is obviously... Okay, so obviously that's the SummerSlam match, Roxanne and Liv?
Probably, yeah. For a Dom on a pole match, yeah.
That would have made Dom in a shark cage again?
Eating chicken nuggets, yeah.
Yeah. You know what they should do?
I was there for that shark cage match, by the way.
So you know how Eddie and Ray...
Custody, yeah.
That's what should happen here. This should be the second ever ladder match with Dominic Mysterio's custody.
I'm mad about that.
And whoever wins is the Dom's their man.
Dom has had some interesting people fight over him. Eddie, Ray, Rhea, Liv, Roxanne. I mean, he's got something going on there.
He's got a roster. He's compiling a roster, that guy.
Impressive.
It must be the mustache. Has to be the mustache.
Or maybe something else. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's probably the mustache. Who we kidding? Maybe he's a smooth talker. He seems like he could be a smooth talker.
Some girls with those accents and stuff. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Says a couple words in Spanish. Goodbye.
It's over, dude. It's over. But Liv Morgan comes out. She's pissed. Yeah. She gets in Nikki Bella's face. Nikki rags on her a little bit for losing the qualifying match and all that stuff. And Liv Morgan takes out Nikki, gives her the oblivion, knocks her out cold. So it seems, and I would assume that is going to be Nikki Bella's match at Evolution, right? Would be Nikki Bella and Liv.
Yeah, and Liv tweeted out this afternoon or this morning, you can look but you can't touch, with a picture of herself as well. So I think that's just kind of...
Do we think it's a possibility that this ends up becoming a tag match with Raquel and a potential Brie?
Josh said something about he doesn't think Brie will come.
I don't either.
But, I mean, I would obviously be into that. I would love that, but...
Yeah, if it was the Bellas versus Liv and Raquel.
Yeah, I just don't think so, but...
No, I think it'll be Liv and Nikki one-on-one, which I think, for Liv, that's a good opponent for Nikki.
Sure.
That's a good opponent. I think that works. So that happened. We did have the qualifying matches, which saw Roxanne Perez win on the ladies' side. So they're doing 4-way qualifying matches.
Just to let everybody know, he meant Queen of the Ring qualifier, not Money in the Bank, by the way. You said Money in the Bank.
I said Money in the Bank? My bad. Yeah, Queen of the Ring and King of the Ring. My bad. Roxanne Perez defeated, she ended up stealing it from Liv Morgan, which enticed, made things even worse.
Steal something else from Liv Morgan,
who knows? So it's a neat little story they're telling. It's a nice little story.
It's almost the exact same story.
It's the exact same story they're telling.
It was good the first time, so why not, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm all for non-title feuds in the women's division. That makes sense. They always need more of those. It's always title or nothing, so this is nice.
Yep. And then on the men's side of things, oh my God, who won the men's side? They had a men's one. My bad. Hold on, dude. Oh, Sami Zayn. And the main event, Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker, won Dominic Mysterio, and Penta.
It was not in the main event, by the way.
Was it? What the hell was the main event?
Gunther and Jey Uso.
Oh, yeah. What the hell am I talking about? Semi-main. Jesus Christ. Falling apart.
He just got off of work, people. Give him a break.
I did. No, I'm good. It was a good 4-way. I was very happy that Sami Zayn won. Sure. I think that Sami Zayn potentially could win this whole thing, to be honest with you. Nope, I would not be either.
We have a special guest again coming in.
Oh, Jesus. Look, for the love of God, man. Hey, man.
He's like, you're still doing this?
What?
He's like, damn, you're still doing this shit?
No, it's good. And then we do have our main event.
We do.
And it was for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was main event Jey Uso defending against the Ring General in another rematch with these two, Gunther And this was a good match.
Two-time champion now, Gunther.
Yep. And I was going to say, this was a very good match. I think this was their best match that they've had.
Yep.
And, even though this is what I wanted, and I felt like this is what should have happened, I did not see this coming, CJ.
I didn't either, but I agree with the decision personally. I know I'm in the minority there. Everybody is 51 days, piece of shit. Garbage rain. He deserves better. Okay. I still think
that is like 30 days more than all of McFoley's world title reigns combined. That's like 30 more days than them. So I think Jey's going to be fine. I think he's going to wake up tomorrow.
Okay,
I think. Yeah, I think Jey's going to be fine. I think he's still going to be super over. I still think he's going to be very important to the show and at the top of the card. He's going to be fine.
And they're teasing a New Day Usos program, and I'm not mad. That's been enough long time in between that I'm fine with that coming back.
Let me tell you, if the New Day's out there on Monday and they're cutting a promo saying, we've beaten everybody, we've done this, we've done that, we thank God for the New Day, and you hear the Usos music, that'll be a moment. But listen, when it comes, how I feel about Gunther. Dude. But now, so I think a lot of us assume that Seth,
he'll end up with the title, I think.
Yes. But I think a lot of us assume that it was an easy storytelling thing. Seth has the briefcase. He's going to beat Jey. He's been messing with Jey. He's beaten Jey. But now, all of a sudden, you have the big bad, living legend Gunther is the champ again. And it's like, okay, so does Seth cash in on Gunther? Or does maybe he turn his attention to the other belt? Could you imagine if Punk is going to beat John Cena in Saudi for the title and Seth ruins it, and then you get Seth and Punk at SummerSlam for the title?
And then that frees up Cena and Truth for non-titles, huh?
Correct. And then you can have that rematch non-title wise. And I
do they want to do a cash in at 2:00 in the afternoon in Saudi though?
I think for most of the world they would.
Yeah. That's true. It's really only early here, isn't it?
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, no, it's really early for people. I think like Josh is like in the the Australia. I think
Europe it's about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. England is about 6 or 7 at night. In Saudi it's night too. So I think.
Yeah, where we are, it's what, noon or 1 in the afternoon. Like that's not terrible. Saturday afternoon wrestling like that, they probably get a good number. Yeah, the West Coast it'll be 10 in the morning or whatever. It'll be breakfast time.
Waking up watching wrestling.
Oh my God, imagine. God. I think about that when it comes to pro football all the time.
I did that one time. I was in Vegas for New Year's, and the Patriots played that weekend at 10 o'clock. And then I woke up. I was like, "Oh,
it sounds like the fucking dream."
And then your whole day's freed up right after. It's 1 o'clock. You can leave the house instead of sitting down at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, by the time the night game ends on Sunday for them, it's like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
you can still have a fucking night.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
UFC pay-per-view start at 6 o'clock at night.
Oh.
That's wonderful.
It's like, what? We're on the East Coast. I'm staying up to the wee hours. I got to stay up till, and again, I say
post shows and live streams and stuff as well.
Yeah, like last Wednesday for Dynamite, I got off my post show on Body Slam at 2 in the morning.
They're doing that again tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not doing a post show afterwards. I'm going to bed.
We're recording this on Wednesday, by the way. Yes. US Wednesday afternoon.
Yes, I'm going to bed after the show tonight. I'm not staying up till 2. But Gunther, the new. Once again, world heavyweight. So what does that mean for him? I thought he was supposed to be fighting. He better not be fighting Goldberg for that title.
He is 100% fighting Goldberg
for the title.
All right. Well, they just did R-Truth versus Cena for no title at the last Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
Goldberg can be a fake face in this situation and be something he never was during his prime and say, "I don't want to hold back the division, so I don't want to beat you for the title. We'll just do it because I want to beat you." Some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
And he is going to be the face because regardless of what we think and what people online think, it's different. When that hits in Atlanta, especially, people are going to go fucking nuts.
Sure can. My God.
Yeah, Gunther obviously goes over in that.
Yeah, I would hope.
Real quick, what do you SummerSlam for Mr. Gunther? What do you think? Because that's the next time he has a chance to lose it, I would say, probably.
Yeah, they can't run back Jey, obviously. Like, that has to be done.
And I think New Day's already teasing the Usos on Twitter as well.
How do we feel if he's healthy? How do we feel about Ilya Dragunov?
I would
And
love that, but
Gunther?
I don't think they're gonna do that on SummerSlam. I don't think they
No.
think Ilya is that guy.
I'm trying to think who's like a
That's like a backlash type of show.
yeah,
Match.
because we're assuming that Gunther is still a heel, obviously at this moment.
Is
So
Drew
like,
available for SummerSlam?
yeah, you could do Drew if you want to do that. I'm trying to think of like the baby faces on Raw.
I'm
Like
trying to think of a SummerSlam worthy guy. If this was
yeah,
just Extreme Rules coming up,
yeah. I don't think they do AJ Styles
do they have Do they have the draft before then?
before SummerSlam. They should. I mean, the rumor was the draft would be happening here kind of soonish.
So if it was, who was the SmackDown? LA.
LA Knight would be. It could be a good choice. I mean,
again, it's 2 nights too.
CM Punk and Gunther would be wonderful.
But doesn't CM Punk seem kind of a bitch? You just lost to Cena, so now you're just gonna go after the other title.
Yeah, that's why I think that Seth should cash in it. Now that I said it out loud.
Now you said it out loud. Seth has to cash in on a babyface right after they beat Cena for it. I will not be happy about it.
Or even look at if Punk were to beat Cena for the title, and then Seth cashed in on Punk. Just like because Punk ruined the Money in the Bank for Drew last year. If he did that and left with the title in Saudi, and then Punk is now chasing Seth, and they continue that for I think that to me, that's a night 2 SummerSlam main event, Seth and Punk.
Yeah.
For the title.
Because then again, that opens up Cena for so many more possibilities because he won't have the title, so you can have a number of people against him now.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you can even have his face turn maybe happen at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be pretty good.
Interesting time.
It really is. It really is. I mean, but then you have like, so what does Cody do at SummerSlam? You got
what if Roman wants to have a match at SummerSlam?
Yeah, Roman hasn't been around, but Cody needs something at SummerSlam.
In this scenario, we have Roman, Cody, Cena, Orton, all these guys without titles and seemingly available and healthy. Drew.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You would think a match of them will end up fighting each other. One of those.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's also going to be interesting the balance that WWE has between the women's matches at Night of Champions, Evolution, and SummerSlam all being within like 6 weeks of each other. What are they going to say do they think Evolution is bigger than SummerSlam for them? Do they still think SummerSlam is the second biggest event of the year?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm sure some of the women think Evolution is their WrestleMania now. Especially if they had it every year. It would likely be their WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. So. And that's starting to round into shape as well.
Right.
We're going to be seeing matches added, fast and heavy here over the next few weeks because that is not far away at all. So that should be a really good time. Very much looking forward to that. And that's going to be another one of these. I know you were joking about it earlier, but that's going to be another one of these loaded wrestling weekends that weekend.
No, I don't know if it's a joke. I think when there's not a pay-per-view or a PLE on a Saturday, I'm almost like shell-shocked. I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to do then? Am I supposed to like go out? Am I supposed to relax and watch a game? Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I almost feel like I'm forgetting one. I'm like, no way, there's something. I'm just not remembering.
Yeah, what do you got? You got NXT, All In, Saturday night's main event, Evolution. All those first ones are just on Saturday.
And then one Night of Champions is before that?
Night of Champions is before that.
And then SummerSlam is 4 weeks after, 3.5 weeks after that.
Yeah, so we have Night of Champions in a few weeks. And then a few weeks after that, I think 3 weeks after that, we have that weekend. Or 2 weeks after that. And then 3 weekends after that is SummerSlam.
And all big show weekend. It's not like you have Extreme Rules and then like an AEW special.
Yeah.
It's like all in, all women's pay-per-view and then SummerSlam.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. All right. Oh, well, you had mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Bayley made a return on Monday as well.
Love Bayley. Big fan of Bayley.
And she took out Becky.
Evolution or SummerSlam? What do you think?
I would love a triple. I would love it.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I would love a triple threat.
They could do triple threat Evolution, Becky, Bayley, SummerSlam.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably likely, yeah.
I think that's probably the way that goes. But yeah, good to see Bayley back. She looked great wearing all white.
Bayley. Big fan.
Yeah, she's my favorite. Bayley's my go. She's my go.
Probably the most underrated woman maybe ever. She's up there.
Yeah, she's been excellent for basically the whole time.
Yep.
Basically the whole time. All right. Anything else on Raw or Money in the Bank that you feel like we didn't discuss or we missed?
I think we just have to talk about one person who has a new name.
That was the next thing I was going to go to, brother.
Yeah.
All right. So last week on NXT, we saw the debut of the formerly known Mariah May, former AEW Women's Champion and all that fun stuff. And we found out last night on NXT that her new name is going to be Blake Monroe.
It is.
I don't hate it.
I don't either.
I don't hate it. But how are we feeling about that? Blake Monroe for the ex Mariah May. How we feel about that?
I think we all know where Monroe was coming from there. And then apparently, and this has not been confirmed, but it has to do with her niece, I believe.
So Blake is her niece's name.
Correct. So if that's what she wanted, then who the hell are we to say that's not what she should do? But again, it's just another case of like, just give her damn name. Like, who cares? Or like you said before,
Mariah.
Before we,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I like the Monroe, like you said, the Marilyn Monroe. She definitely has that vibe. Yeah. It's an obvious comparison. I like the Monroe, but why couldn't she be Mariah Monroe?
It's like Ricky Starks kept Ricky.
And the S last name, Saints instead of Starks. Like he kept it
and he has an obvious correlation because he's from New Orleans, so Saints, obviously. So the same thing with Mariah. Keep her first name, and then she has an obvious connection with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, so and you keep the MM, Mariah May, Mariah Monroe. Right. It's still MM. She's still doing the glamour. It just felt like it was right there for him. Yeah. And again, I don't hate the name.
No,
I think Blake Monroe's fun. We'll get used to it like we always do. We always get. Do you know how much I fucking hated Gunther when they changed Walter to Gunther? I was
now
like,
I can't remember him as Walter.
No,
now, honestly,
he is one. Yeah, he is 1,000% Gunther to me now.
Yeah, I agree.
And I was like whining like a bitch when they changed his name, like a bitch for weeks. And now he's nothing but that to me. I don't even really think of Walter. Yeah, exactly. But again, I think it's a good name. I think the name is fine.
I agree.
I just felt like Mariah Monroe was right there.
It was really.
They also announced that they're doing like a round robin tournament on NXT next week. They're going to have 4 singles matches for the ladies. And then the winners. Then the winners are going to have a fatal 4-way. And then they're going to beat JC Jane, I'm going to say, at Evolution for the title.
We think a certain Mariah might.
I would think that she will be the one. I think, is she in the matches? They announced the matches. Yes. Hold on. Let me pull these up.
They did, but I forgot who was on the graphic, to be quite honest with you.
Let me pull these up. Because if Mariah
playing Lola Vice, I remember that match.
Yeah, if Mariah's not in it, then obviously that won't happen, even though I think it would be a no-brainer that she would be in it. Well, she's signing her contract next. Yeah, no, she's not in it.
Well, then she probably will not be winning that tournament.
So the 4 matches are Jordynne Grace and Lola Vice, like you said. Then we have Zarya and Izzy Dame. Then we have Kalani Jordan and Lash Legend. And then the 4th one is Thea Hale and my girl, Jada Parker. I would love Jada Parker to win this whole fucking thing.
I love that. Big fan.
Oh, man, I would love it. It's not going to happen. I think it would be Jordynne Grace, right? She's going to be the favorite.
Yeah, but then you don't have Mariah take Jordan out, do you?
Well, I thought the rumor was that
Jordan was coming up, no?
Yeah, with Ricky. Is that a quick way to do it?
Or do we have one of these, someone gets taken out, Mariah takes her spot? She's like, instead of this contract signing, I'm just going to pop the name on the line. They announce her match next week.
Yeah, I think that could possibly happen. Huh.
I don't think any of those are going to win the title.
I think Jordynne Grace is really the...
I would think so, but again, like you said, we heard that she's coming up, so that's the only thing that kind of throws it. There's a chance they just don't give Mariah the title and she comes up soon.
I mean, I think that's what should happen.
I'm not Yeah, I'm not complaining about that. The one thing I will say is I'm happy this match is happening on Evolution and not the NXT pay-per-view earlier in the day.
Yes, I agree.
Or the following day.
I agree.
Yep.
I fully agree. Of those 8, though, yeah, I mean,
Jordan's a clear one.
Has to be. They
then do like Lola. If Lola wasn't fighting Jordan, I would say she would have a chance.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they like Jada Parker.
Zarya's always like a big, powerhouse type of character.
Lash Legend as well is someone that's been on the rise here a little bit.
They love Kalani as well. She was women's North American champion.
Yeah, and Izzy Day, Thea Hale just came back. I mean, it's 8 formidable people.
Yeah,
but I look at the 8 of them and I'm like, it's clear to me that Jordan Grace is at least got to be the favorite at the very least, without shenanigans or anything like that.
I don't think it's particularly close.
No. Man.
Yeah. A lot of wrestling coming.
Listen, I love it. I'm not gonna sit here and be one of those. I love it. Look at it. It's a lot, but
with some of the shows on a random afternoon, like Night of Champions, Evolution. Oh, not Evolution on the afternoon, but NXT and All In. If you're home by yourself, just sitting around the house, and you want to watch it with some people, do you have any idea where you could do that potentially?
What? Wait, repeat that to me.
If you're watching it by yourself,
oh yeah, of course.
You
come right here. You come right here to the Hive Media, and you can watch it. Listen, Monday Night Raw. You're stuck with me and Josh. We're having a good time. I think we got some clips out of him and I's reaction to Gunther winning the world title.
Right.
Every PLE. Every WWE PLE, we're gonna be here. So we're gonna have some sort of watch along. Wait, I don't know. I don't know if we're doing Night of Champions because of the hours. I don't know. Are we?
Maybe we have me and you, or you and someone else, or me and someone else, or Josh and someone else jump on it.
Exactly. But every WWE PLE, we're gonna have watch alongs. We're doing All In a little bit under
a 48-hour stream, pretty much.
Yes, we're doing All In a month.
Peggy will making her on-screen debut for Evolution.
Evolution will have Peggy with us. You'll see more of a rotating cast of characters the more we do these, but every PLE, I think we're going to hopefully start doing more AEW. Right. We're definitely doing All In, but I think that might become a regular thing as well. Yes. When it comes to AEW, every Monday, it's me and Josh on there for like giant and big SmackDowns. You're going to be doing it with Josh and fun stuff like that. You can watch along to all this stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Dynamite going in future. You never know.
Speaking of SmackDown, Josh is doing a 10-hour-long charity stream that starts with SmackDown. When you're watching this, will be tomorrow, regardless of where you are. Will be about 24 hours from now, wherever you're watching. If you're watching this when it comes out, it'll be 24 hours roughly from when it comes out. Josh, almost $1,500 raised for charity already.
Damn right.
And stuff like that. But he will be live trying to hit that goal for 10 hours, which I'm sure it'll be a no-brainer. We'll hit that.
And he'll also be listening to Bree Mode the whole time.
He will be listening to Bree's theme song from hour 1 to hour 10, straight through, no stops.
Yes.
But he'll be doing a SmackDown watch along. I might pop on for that. I don't know. JPJ will be in the chat or on the stream or somewhere.
I'll definitely be in the chat. At the very bare minimum, I'll be in the chat.
Well, I'll be either on the stream or in the chat somewhere. So, yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, it should be fun. And Josh is always streaming video games
almost every day.
Most days, almost every day here on the Hive. And like we talked about at the beginning of the show, we have content, wrestling, sports, gaming, entertainment.
Stu and Ryan just started their FIFA and Madden franchises and Dynasty modes and stuff like that as well.
There we
go. So if you're into the sports gaming, like me and JPJ will be heavily involved. We already talked about on the sports show, which you need to watch as well. Potentially doing a NCAA Dynasty when the new game comes out, or a Madden franchise as well together.
Yep, which would be a good time. That'd be a good time. So there's a lot of more stuff coming down the pipe with the Hive, but we already have a lot of really great people
every single day
with us. But every single day we are releasing fun, great, good content. So give us a follow, hit the bell for notifications, so you know when the stuff's coming out. And yeah, man. Week 2 in the books here for CJ and I with the Swarm. Another fun week, getting bigger and better. Can't wait to talk some more sports next week with you, as now my tribal chief has finally arrived.
Yes, yep.
My head of the table, Roman Anthony, is here.
Yes.
Won us a game yesterday, CJ.
And guess what? If you wanted to see JPJ's live reaction to his call-up, watch the Wednesday sports show.
That, to me, still
Unbelievable.
Okay. You should watch the
Mid-range.
sports show. We were just talking for literally like 15 minutes about the Boston Red Sox and specifically why Roman Anthony wasn't called up yet. And mid-conversation, CJ goes, Roman Anthony just got called up to the Red Sox.
I have Twitter pulled up on the side, and I had like I'm not a Red Sox fan, but if you watch the sports show, you know I'm from Massachusetts. So I follow all kinds of media members from Boston, and just you would have thought I don't know, someone won the lottery. It was just Roman, just everywhere. And I was like, JPJ, you might want to. We don't like to check our phones in the middle of a podcast, but this might be an exception.
It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. And his whole family was there last night. They were sitting front row. And his father, all right. His grandfather's name is Anthony. His father's name is Anthony. His older brother's name is Anthony. And then he's Roman Anthony. Man, he lucked out.
And he's, no offense, I'm sure great people, clearly the most successful one of the four.
I mean, come on. Here's the thing. It's been 2 games. I'm not one of these fans that, don't get me wrong. When he's in the batter's box,
you feel something.
Bro. Like, but
the camera's only from the chest up for.
Yeah, you can't tell. But no, he looks like he belongs. He looks like he belongs. Like his approach,
like he does as well.
Yeah, his approach, the way that he's, he didn't get a hit on his first night, but he got an RBI and a walk. He had like a couple good at bats. He hit the hardest ball of the night on any team. And I go, that doesn't mean shit. I'm not one of those people that's like, he's batting 170, but he hits the ball hard. Fuck you. All right. I don't care about that. You're a nerd. No, but he hit, I think 2 out of the 4 like hardest hit balls in the game were him.
Yep.
And then last night he gets a 2-run double early in the second inning, first inning, he gets a 2-run double and it's how we win the game. So in the post-game interview, 21 years old and he's talking like he's a fucking 13-year vet.
If you want more of these rants, you know where to go for that.
Sorry. But anyway, save that for we got to save that for the sports show. It's a wrestling.
Got to save some content there.
This is what he's made. We got the Yankees coming to town this weekend, baby.
You get on the Swarm.
If this kid has a good weekend and we beat the Yankees, he's going to be a fucking god already.
JPJ might not allow. I might not
be there. You might have to do it by yourself.
Or I might just not be on the stream and just let you talk about Roman Anthony.
Anyway. Sorry. I got to take a shower after this. But anyway, let the people know where they can find you, CJ. What else you got coming up?
And CJF Writes, writing every day for Sports Illustrated, Sporting News, about non-wrestling topics. This is where I get my wrestling out, right here.
Hell yeah. You can follow me right here as well. Thursdays is my Love Wrestling Day. There is, this is, if you're watching this, it's already happened, but I do Firmly Inc. in the morning at 9 a.m. with Drew, where we do an in-depth review of the week that was in AEW and WWE. Every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, me and my main squeeze Pluggo, Between Two Beards, the flagship over there. After Dynamite, we have Dynamite up over on Body Slam, and Raw Dogs after Raw on Body Slam as well. And then you can find me here 2 times a week with this fella. And on the watch-alongs with Josh, on the 21st, we announced Night of Champions is going to be happening. The Sim, which we do with Josh once a month for every WWE PLE.
A lot more than once a month these days.
Oh, yeah. It feels like, it's like every 3 weeks now. Yeah. Every 3 weeks now. Which is, again, these are a blast, so we love them.
If this is all we have to complain about, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, really, it's first world problems.
Exactly.
First world problems. But anyway, thank you all for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And we will see you on Tuesday, where we're talking a little bit more pro sports. But until then, you know the drill. Peace out.